Hello once again to the Lewd Front podcast. Me, Shiro, accompanied by my fellow bastard, Oil,
Yep, that's me.
and our guest today, Mr. Non-Disclosure Agreement, or as
Hello.
you may know him, NDA.
Hey there.
That's it? Like,
Yeah.
who are you?
I'm NDA and I'm a freelance illustrator and character designer, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Mr. NDA.
Mm,
First of all, since I said, I did the joke, I did the thing, non-disclosure agreement, right?
yeah.
What's NDA?
It's just my initials.
Okay, so just the real name and just that's it. That's your username. NDA, and that's
Yeah.
your Twitter. NDA safe for work.
When I first made my Tumblr, it was just like a weird acrostic poem where it's like NDA intersected with NSFW. That was pretty much
So
the thought process behind that.
yeah, but then it's NDA's SFW. So does that mean not safe for work?
Yes. It's like the N is both for NDA and
your name.
NSFW. Yeah.
That's wild. That's sophisticated. That's beyond my brain power to configure.
I'm a poet too.
Okay, let's stop there. You drop word. You're not a poet.
All right, and introduce yourself. What do you do? What do people know you for?
He said what he does.
All right.
Who? Give me NDA 101.
I think most people just know me for my one OC, Aubrey, who I made like 5-6 years ago now. That's like my biggest claim to fame.
Your big what's your biggest claim to fame? The what?
My OC original character, Aubrey.
The redhead.
Yes, the redhead.
Okay. You see, I've seen her a lot.
Mhm.
I'm not good with names.
Oh, okay.
Aubrey. So Aubrey's your ticket to fame.
Mm-hmm.
And how many people, if you know, how many people have drawn her? How many people
God.
bigger than you have
Oh.
drawn her?
Geez. I don't know. Probably like I've gotten a lot bigger through Twitter, but like before I was on Twitter, there's quite a maybe 10-15 people bigger than me drew fan arts of her, which is really cool.
Who's the biggest one?
Oh,
Top of your head.
Just randomly.
one of the first artists I followed on Tumblr was this guy named the Pink Pirate, and we did like an art trade, and that was really cool. I think he's on Twitter.
What's his name again?
The Pink Pirate. I'll link it in
Pink
chat.
Pirate. Is he not safe for work as well?
Yes, he is. His shape design is really good, and he was like one of my first
I know that guy.
inspiration.
I know that guy. Pink Pirate. I've seen him before, but I cannot really. Does he do games? Does he do hentai?
I'm not sure. I feel like he may have at one point.
So like initially he was one of your top. Well,
Yeah,
not top,
yeah.
one of your early supporters, and also the biggest one at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like I started out drawing on DeviantArt. That was like probably my first platform that I went on for the longest time.
And when was that? What year?
Oh god, like I first probably joined DeviantArt when I was like 12 or 13, but I didn't draw NSFW until like 5 or 6
unfortunately,
years ago.
Unfortunately, now it used to be okay. Something that used to be okay is like artists talking about their backgrounds, right?
Mhm.
Like I used to draw when I was 17 or 16 or 14, and people would get offended. I don't know why, but they do.
Oh, really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I've been drawing since I was like 4, I think. Like, I know most kids draw like crayon drawings, but like I've pretty much known I was gonna be an artist since I was like 5 years old.
Like you fucking say your mind. I'm gonna be an artist.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, both
were you good for a 5-year-old?
I mean, I'm sure my parents would say so, but it's like I still have some of my really old drawings, and I'd say like for like an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old, they're like, no, it's actually pretty decent. And the sad thing is, like when I went to art school, I think some of my drawings when I was 9 years old were like better than some of the people who I graduated with.
Do your
That's
parents have an art history?
Yeah, so my grandparents met at the art school that I ended up going to, and then my mom is a graphic designer and my dad was an illustrator, and then my brother also is an illustrator and my sister draws a bit too. So it's kind of all around.
So basically, your whole family has a extensive art history.
Yeah, at least my direct family, like into my cousins and stuff, not so much.
You know how parents are always like, no, you're not gonna be an artist, you're gonna be this and that, right?
Oh yeah, you gotta get a real job. Yeah.
Was it the opposite for you? Like
Oh yeah, no, they were always
your parents were
supportive.
like, no, you're gonna be an artist. You're gonna be an artist.
Oh no, they didn't push me into it. Like, you know, there's probably that like slight hope that I would get into something that made more money, just because they knew, they were both freelance, so they knew how difficult it could be.
But were they like completely freelance, or did they have like a contract with someone, or?
Like they were freelance, but it's not like the way that, you know, like I do commissions on Twitter. It's more like they had clients like from around the city, or did stuff for like advertising agencies and car companies and stuff.
So they just did like literally freelance work. They never did a contract or a big job.
I mean, like they would occasionally have like.
I'm not gonna say never. I'm not gonna say never, but it wasn't constant.
No, yeah, they were mostly work at home freelance people.
And you started drunk at 5. When was your first ever commission? Doesn't have to be nothing for any commission, or
if you remember it, that is.
I think I was like 13 or 14 when I got my first commission. It was probably like $15 or something, but...
were you drawing Ndasfw for work at the time?
Oh, no. I didn't get into that probably until college, maybe.
Okay, so it took you a while.
Yeah, well, it's like college is where I first started doing a lot of figure drawing, and I instantly loved drawing the figures, so that's where it all came from.
He discovered titties when he was in college. Like, titties! Thighs! Whoa! What the fuck?
Well, I wouldn't say that the models we had were all that,
and that's how he became a degenerate.
And did you come up with your character during that time or later at some point?
I think I came up with her like my second year of college. We were just, for some class, had to design a bunch of characters, and I'm like, I want to come up with like a pirate character, so that's where she came from. But then like maybe a year or so later, I'm like, I want to keep drawing her. I really like that design.
What's the inspiration for the name? What was it? Aubrey?
Yeah, Aubrey. Let's see. It's probably a name I've always liked. Like,
it's like an old aunt name. I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry.
If anything, like I can trace it back like subliminally to, it's like maybe my first crush or something when I was like 8 years old. It was named Aubrey. I'm like, I like that name.
That's great. That's fucking great. At least there's a story here. Fucking Aubrey. But so you did commissions when you were, well, I'm not gonna say commissions. You did a commission at 13 for like $15.
Yeah, like I would get them on occasion, but.
And did it spiral down from there? When I say spiral down, it's like he told his friends, he got more commissions, and it went on.
It was mostly just I was like open for them on DeviantArt, and would just like whenever a commission actually, like whenever someone would direct message me, I'd be open to do it.
At 13. Then did you do actually like IRL? Did people come up to you, like friends, family, or colleagues, co-workers, or fellow students?
Yeah, especially when I went to college, like, I was probably near the top of my class, so I remember like as soon as I graduated, I got a pretty well-paying comic gig, like right as I graduated, because one of my professors recommended me.
It was art school, though. It was art school, and I'm not really well versed with art school. Are there specific majors? Like, what was your specific major?
Yeah, I majored in illustration. There was like a department for animation, which was kind of like bundled together just in this generic called entertainment arts, which like covered live action film, animation, editing, and all that stuff. Then there's like product design, automotive design, and so on. Okay,
so in college, you started doing Ndasfw work, and was that still on DeviantArt, the same DeviantArt you had for now about, let's say, 8 years?
Yeah, I started like very lightly NSFW, like nothing.
Like nipple.
Yeah, that's it. Like that's just
nipple.
about it. Yeah.
Just
It wasn't until like I kind of migrated over to Tumblr that I started doing.
Yes, the degenerate.
Yeah.
Yes, the low lives of the internet back in the day, at least.
Tumblr, when it first started out, was like such a cool platform because it's like you saw a bunch of like really cool stuff. Yeah.
It was foreign. It was a foreign website because I don't know if you grew up in Newgrounds or not. I'm not sure.
I mean, like, yeah, when I was like in 5th grade, I'd play stuff like Defend Your Castle and Madness Interactive and all that stuff.
Like, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking, right? Like, public.
I'm.
Okay, so you've been to Newgrounds. You know your way around.
Oh yeah. All
So,
those dress up games and stuff like that.
Right. So you've known your way around. Newgrounds is like, I would open it. I play this really stupid but really great Skull Kid game where he just kills people. It's like a scroller game where you just go through and kill people.
I remember you had like a fucking chainsaw and you were in an office, right? I remember that.
Yeah, that's the one. But from there, I somehow find myself playing mean and fuck games. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was the connector there, but that happened.
Oh, that stuff was like all over Newgrounds. It was just like a haven for that kind of stuff.
And then you stumble onto like Spaz Kid's account, fucking Zone 10, and you just that's how you create a degenerate like me and Oil there.
Yeah, my path was a bit different than that for sure, because like I probably discovered more of those artists when I first joined Tumblr, so it's like I wasn't familiar with Zone and all of them at the time.
Yeah, I think that my first interactions with like not safe work art on the internet was actually Spaz Kid. You remember the fucking Sailor Moon animation that he did?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's a fan animation, that sounds cool, I'm gonna go watch it. And you know how he used to fucking do just a few frames of not safe work in his animations? You know, just like a tit out or something like that. I was like, whoa, you can do that?
Almost like an Easter egg type of thing.
Whoa, is that like a slight peek of porn? What the fuck? And then Oiled.
The cool thing about Spaz Kid is that like when Tumblr shit the bed when it did the adult content ban, I was kind of like freaking out, like where do I go? I don't want to go to Twitter. Oh, so it's like I started my Twitter and then started my Newgrounds account, and Spaz Kid was the one who scouted me on Newgrounds, and then he was probably one of the first big artists on Twitter to retweet my stuff. So it's like I kind of owe him for that first big push.
Spaz Kid is a really great guy.
Oh yeah.
He's a really fun.
Very cool to talk to. Also, if you guys didn't listen to that episode, go listen to it right now, or after this one you listen. I'm talking to the audience, not you two.
Yeah, we're talking to the audience.
Speaking of Shiro, most important questions. Go.
NDAs. Like, I've seen your art. I know. I'm afraid I might know the answer, but it's a bit emotional, right? Ass or titties?
I'm contrary to what my art might suggest. I'm gonna say ass.
Yeah. Look,
damn it.
Look, that's what I'm talking. Fuck you, Oil. Shut up. This is another absolute victory for me, right?
I think it's just the way it connects into the thighs and stuff. Like the thighs and legs are probably like my favorite.
I need the deep. I can agree, right? When you get like good fucking lower body proportion, that's like the best thing you can ask for. Like from midriff up to the like bottom of the thighs. Let's say like right above the knees. Let's say.
Well, it's just that part of the body has so much like rhythm to it. It's just so pleasing to look at.
Yep. Yeah. You see, this guy knows what's up. Fuck you, Oil. Who was our last guest?
Bummer.
He said Blue Breed. He said titties. Fuck Blue.
hey, leave him alone.
Fuck that guy.
That's awesome.
Guys,
okay, do you read hentai?
Not much. Like I've looked at some, but it's more like I'm attracted to the art first and foremost, and like to be kind of brutally honest, most hentai just the art doesn't do it for me at all. like you get those like bodies that are like really well drawn, but then you get to the face and it's kind of, you know, that generic anime flatness, and I don't know, don't really like it.
Alright, follow-up question, do you read like Western drawn porn, like comics?
Like a lot. I've been doing a series on Twitter of like my favorite artists, and like a lot of my favorite artists aren't considered like hentai or porn artists, but they've drawn that stuff before, and that's kind of where I get most of my taste from. You know, like there's this painter named Frank Frazetta who does all this like Conan the Barbarian stuff, and but just the way he draws women with these like really powerful thighs and like these kind of China doll faces. Like I've always loved the way he draws women because it's like they're obviously really attractive, but they're also kind of powerful looking, which is cool. And then of course I love like the way that Capcom, like the Capcom art team from the 90s drew women, like
the old like Capcom. Okay,
yeah.
Capcom.
Like Street Fighter 3 is like the pinnacle of game art in my opinion.
With the fucking killer thighs, yeah? Yeah, okay. Yeah. When you say Street Fighter 3, the first thing that comes to my mind is Chun-Li, muscular killer thighs.
Yeah. The kind that can squish your skull in an instant.
Yeah, no, I have no issue with that, right? This is too degenerate stalking right now. And I know you're one of us. You're just sad he didn't say titty.
Alright, since we started talking about artists, give me 3 safe
Hold
work
up,
artists.
No. Hold up, I want to talk about the porn.
Oh my god.
I want to talk about the porn.
Just don't forget to ask later.
Hold up. So you don't read dojos, right? You don't read.
And again, there's like a few like artists who work at that stuff that I really like. There's this, I think this guy from the 90s named Aisu Toshi. He might have done some like doujins of Evangelion. And then there's this group called Bare Hand. They've done like Overwatch stuff. I don't really like Overwatch, but just like the way they draw their inks are just so nice, and the way they draw faces.
Bare Hand, Toshi. Okay, but so you don't generally jack off to that shit. What's your material? That's gonna be my last question. That's gonna be my last question regarding this. What's your regular average material?
I really don't know. Like again, just
imagination.
Bodies. yeah, kind of. Might be a pretty boring answer, but it's like
you're like a shower. You're like a person who sits in the shower and just imagines.
Did you ever get turned on by your own art, or did you just get desensitized, or it never actually happened?
By now it's very desensitized to it, but especially when I first started, I was like, ooh, this is exciting.
Let's go back to the artists generally.
Yeah. Since
you went from DeviantArt, which I personally never liked Deviant, right? That's just my bias. Since you started as 13 on DeviantArt, what was your content? Was it Sonic?
No, thank God. It was
thank God.
I'm like that's like if you look enough into my
that's a big diss to all the Sonic artists.
Sorry.
And that's like all of the current somewhat decent big artists.
Fucking Blueberry's gonna be
a lot of them do well done stuff. It's
someone pick Blueberry.
Blueberry's gonna be like, man, fuck this guy.
Man, fuck him.
No, if you look at my old DeviantArt, most of it is like monster stuff. Like I love drawing, not like, sexy monsters, but just like I like drawing, giant ugly monsters with like guns for arms, like Doom stuff pretty much. And I still love drawing monsters. Like that's probably, like oddly enough, drawing monsters is probably the most relaxing thing because there's no like pressure for it to look pretty. I'm just like, I'm gonna make this thing look ugly and hideous. I still do that.
Just ugly and hideous.
Ugly, hideous, or disturbing, and there's no pressure for it to look a certain way.
Hold on. This is on my mind right now. I played through Darkest Dungeon not so long ago. Did you play it?
I have it downloaded, and I played like probably like an hour or two of it. That's the one that kind of looks like Hellboy.
But you're familiar with the art style, right?
Yeah, it has that kind of Hellboy style.
How much would you rate that art style? Because I fucking love the art style.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I love all the dark shadows and stuff. Like I always love when people like design shadows to be like a really cool shape.
It's like a good combination of line art and like painterly style for the shading. I really like that.
Yeah, like letting the value kind of define it rather than the line.
Since we're on about games, right? Do you play games lately? Do you do that?
I've been trying to get into more games lately. It's just there's not like my interests in games are very particular. Like I'm kind of a snob when it comes to like level design stuff. But it's like I love Bloodborne and Dark Souls and really excited for Elden Ring coming out in February.
Oh, Elden Ring looks fucking amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's like I can't wait for like that game's gonna like blow all the other like open world games out of the water. It's
but the my problem is
what are you guys gonna do if it's gonna be another Cyberpunk situation?
It's not gonna be another Cyberpunk situation. It's a Dark Souls.
How do you know that?
It's a Dark Souls-esque.
What do you mean by a Cyberpunk situation? Because I know a lot of stuff went wrong with that game.
That the game is super hyped up for years and comes out and it's total dog shit.
Yeah. I think just the company's track record is like too good at this point for it to be like a huge disappointment.
Yeah, like there's no way.
I mean, so
yeah, like the only disappointing game
they've made is like
Project Red 2 to me. But
the same thing was with Project Red. They had a perfect fucking record, and that shit happened.
You see, you said Dark Souls 2. I'm a firm believer that Dark Souls 2 is not a bad game. It's just bad. It's bad compared to 1 and 3.
Yeah, it's kind of like a really. I'll give it credit for being weird and interesting. It's probably the most different of the Dark Souls games because like Dark Souls 3 felt a little too much of like it felt too much like Dark Souls 1, but it's a better game than 2.
Obviously, like, 1 and the 1 remake is fucking amazing. 3 is good. 3, even like the soundtrack, the bosses, everything is in 3 is good, but it's not comparable to 1.
Yeah, there's like at least like I played through Dark Souls 3 probably like 3 or 4 times, and there's still not a single like moment in it that blew me away the way that certain moments in the first game did.
Yeah. I was talking to my IRL friend and we were talking about it. And I said, Dark Souls is not a game you play because you genuinely enjoy it. It's a game you play to say, I've played this game and I beat it.
Well, it's like I first played it because like I was almost convinced that like maybe I'm just not. Well, it's like the achievement. Well, it's like I first played it because I was at this point where like I think the last game I had completed was one of the Batman Arkham games, and I just did not like it at all. Like, but then one of my friends had gotten Bloodborne, and I didn't have a PS4, so I'm like, oh, the closest thing I can get is Dark Souls, so I'll play Dark Souls. And it was at a time where I'm like, maybe I don't like video games anymore. But then that kind of like restored my faith in them. Like, I don't know, just it's a game that kind of treats its players with like respect instead of constantly, you know, reminding you press X to do this. Like it wasn't, I don't know, patronizing, I guess.
Speaking of fucking respect, have you played any of the new Pokemons, including the newest one?
Oh no, I don't think I've ever played a single Pokemon. Like when I was really young, I was super into like the show and the card game, but like never played any of the games. Never been much of a JRPG person. Yeah,
what was I going for? Currently the newer Pokemons are really dog shit when it comes to progression. Because you don't do anything anymore. The game literally drags you from one gym to another without you clicking anything.
Yeah, it just feels like a time waste simulator or something. And I've never been like a huge stickler for like really impressive graphics, but like the new Pokemon games look like they're like from before the GameCube era.
I mean, was the Dark Souls-esque game? What's it called again?
Elden Ring.
If you're not a big fan of graphics, right, Elden Ring is gonna change your mind. Because have you seen the actual gameplay footage? Not the scenario. Have you seen the gameplay footage on a PS5?
Yeah. it's a gorgeous looking game. Like their art direction has always been top notch, which is what I value more than anything as far as the art goes.
Well, you see, unfortunately, you can give me the shittiest looking game ever. What makes me play a game is its soundtrack.
Yeah, that's fair. There's a lot of games where they're getting rid of soundtracks for the sake of like, you know, like a lot of people defend. Like, I thought Breath of the Wild was a pretty good game. But it's just like Zelda as a series, it's known for its iconic and just wonderful music. But that game has very little music in it, and a lot of people were defending that choice, saying like, if there's more music, it would break my immersion. Whatever that means.
Yeah. In Breath of the Wild, you do get music cues, but every time you do something notable, right?
Right, yeah, like you get into a battle, but then it like fades away.
Yeah,
right?
you get into a battle, then it's just Link grunting. Well, let's call it here. We've talked too much about games, right? This is like the Krakow episode all over again. Oil is getting PTSD.
Well, Oil, you wanted to ask me about more artists, right?
Yeah, here. Let me. I know what he was.
Yeah,
about to
go
say.
on, Shiro.
So since you know you transitioned from Newgrounds to Tumblr to Newgrounds. No, wait. It was DeviantArt to Tumblr to Newgrounds to Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet you've met a lot of people going through that. Especially example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I want you, with no bias, and hopefully no one gets depressed, give me your top 3 safe for work artists and top 3 not safe for work. They could be, one person can be the same in both categories. Doesn't matter. So it's either give me your top 6 and split them 50-50.
Okay, let's see.
I can really see that some people are gonna be butthurt about it.
Some people will.
We are starting unnecessary drama here.
I think for someone who's both, and also just a shout out because he's a good friend of mine, is Herney.
Hey, that's bias, bro. He's not a friend. He's just an artist right now.
I loved his art before we became friends, but we were kind of like mutual admirers of each other's art, which was cool.
There are no friends in this profession.
Can you link his Twitter real quick?
Yeah. He has like some of the like just cutest OCs I've ever seen. They're all like have such great personality and shape design, colors and stuff. The guy's stuff is amazing.
Link him real quick.
Yeah.
Herney Ed. Is that play on horny?
No, I think just his last name's Herney, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, I really love his style.
Oh yeah, no, it's like his stuff's adorable. I love it.
So that's as for safe for work, or does he do not safe for work?
He also does NSFW. I know he was I think he got big on the 4chan CO boards drawing Phantasma from that Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School.
Okay.
And then what's her name? Creepy Susie from the Oblongs.
Yeah, okay.
They like almost became like his characters in a way.
Fucking amazing. Herney Ed. That's number 1. And do you wanna fit him in both safe for work and not safe for work, or just safe for work?
Yeah, probably both. Yeah. Because it's like we kind of also have some of the same, like, just very similar tastes.
If you put them in both, that means you have 4 slots to name them. That either means either less drama or more drama. So good luck.
Right. I think like most of the artists I really like aren't like super involved with the community, so hopefully no one gets too offended.
The problem is not the artists themselves, it's their people.
Yeah.
There comes the issue, the fucking sheep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm not calling you guys sheep. This is at the audience.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of people who feel offended for other people on their behalf, which gets really annoying.
Yeah.
Let's see, for NSFW, I really love Breakfast. I think I've heard him mentioned, like, or name dropped on a few of your guys' podcasts.
Brackets?
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
As I said, I'm not. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, his anatomy is incredible. Just like the way he draws hands, it's just amazing stuff.
I love his shit. I love his shit.
And then someone who does both would be that Kahlo draws.
Kahlo? Like the one with the U? Kahlo?
That's C-O-L-O.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I always thought it was pronounced Kulo.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think like I always just say Colo or something like that.
I love how he does is like how he amplifies the squishiness of something.
Yeah, no, and his characters are just so appealing. Like, you know, they feel more real despite being very anime. Like they have like dimension.
They look like that, but they're not really that anime.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like it's his own style, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have 2 more slots.
Oh, let's see. Another one I really love. His name is Boonsky or Boonsky. I'll link his NSFW. It's just like the way this guy draws faces is like probably some of my favorite. And I'm not exactly a foot guy, but like the way he draws feet is just.
I'm not exactly a foot guy, but how he draws. That's what a foot guy would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally Shiro saying, I'm not a armpit person, but you know.
I would never say that because I love armpit.
I think the thing with feet that I find funny about like everyone's like, oh, what a weird fetish. It's just kind of like an extension of just like, I don't know, finding certain body forms appealing. Like, you know, just a nice pair of hands, or like, oh, the shoulders are nice looking. It's just feet can be nice. There's not because they're feet, they're automatically gross. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how people find that so like, oh, they're so degenerate. You think feet can look nice?
I mean, I'm not one to, to talk shit about people.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think you guys are. It's just I see a lot of like, oh,
because I love
can you get?
Because I love armpits, right?
Mm-hmm.
But God forbid, feet, disgusting, nasty. Unbiased. One last
safe for work artist that is
any or. I'll give you freedom of the choice.
There's this guy named Pietro Intaglioni. He's probably like one of the best drawers I've ever seen in my life. Like one of these hardcore, like draws everything with a perspective grid. Like his hands are amazing. His anatomy's just incredible.
I can see his art feels different, right? His art style feels more antiquated. It feels old.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I like about it. Cause like all of my favorite, like, not to insult all the artists I just name dropped, but like my favorite artists all tend to be like comic artists from like 40 years ago rather than anyone on the internet.
Then let me ask you this. Who's your favorite like an actual comic artist?
If I had to narrow it down to one, it would be this French comic artist named Mobius. Mobius is like his pen name, but like he might be like the single most like influential comic book artist outside of like someone like Jack Kirby from Marvel.
Okay.
Like he was good friends with Hayao Miyazaki and was like an inspiration for Nausicaa. So it's like Ghibli as a studio is super inspired by Mobius. Star Wars was inspired by Mobius. Alien, like Mobius worked on Alien. He's like his influence is everywhere. Like you wouldn't have cyberpunk without Mobius. Like have you ever heard of the magazine Heavy Metal?
Yeah.
And it was like also the basis for that 80s animated movie. But Mobius founded that magazine in France. And then it was brought over here by like National Lampoon or something. But like that was like America's first exposure to all these like French and Italian comic book artists.
Heavy Metal. That was the start of Mobius. Mobius Dick. Was that his name?
His name is Jean Giraud, I think. I don't know how to pronounce
that sounds like an anime name, I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So Mobius is your top. Okay, Jean Giraud. He's your top artist of all. Even
probably.
I'll give you like the options of whoever made Invader Zim or whoever made what's that one called? Fuck, I forgot. Like anything more local, if you'd say, like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney, Marvel, DC.
Right.
And if given all those options, you'll still would go Mr. Johnny.
Probably would, yeah.
It's
like either him or this Capcom named Nishimura Kinu. She did like all the art for the first like Street Fighter 3 games, Capcom versus SNK. Her anatomy just combined with like her faces are just so expressive and appealing.
What's her name again? Nishimura Kinu.
Yeah, I never know with Japanese names like what surname goes first or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I've seen her. I've seen this. I've seen her before. Someone mentioned her, I guess, or I found it.
Yeah, like I collect art books, and probably the very first art book I ever got when I was like 13 years old was Capcom Design Works, and she did the cover. And it's like that famous image of like 100 Capcom characters just walking to the left. It's such an amazing illustration.
She is great. Nishimura Kinu is fucking great. I love how she does characters.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well, I forgot. So we did the fucking oil. Help me out. Here we're pausing. I'm fucking sick as fuck.
I do have a question for you. Since you have a big following on Twitter, do you think that with a big following also comes a lot of pressure and responsibility? Keeping your followers satisfied and crapping out daily art and stuff like that. Does it come with a lot of pressure?
Yeah, it comes with because to give a quick background and call back to like when I was on DeviantArt and Tumblr, like my followers on DeviantArt and Tumblr may be maxed out at like 2,000 or 4,000, which is like, nothing to like sneeze at. Like that's still a good following, but like when I got on Twitter and like within a year had more followers than I ever had before, it was kind of overwhelming. And yeah, it's like definitely the pressure intensifies from that. But for the most part, it's been good. It's more just like if there's anything I find annoying or frustrating, it's how like you reach a certain popularity threshold and a lot of people think it's okay to treat you worse, like oh, you're now a super privileged member of society, like you must be rich and everything must be going great for you because you have a ton of Twitter followers, and it's just not true. Like I still have to pay rent, and I still have bills that I struggle to pay sometimes, so I don't know, it's kind of irritating like when I see those debates about like popular artists having it so good.
You see, some people misunderstand this, right? The fact that a Twitter follower number doesn't translate to money.
No.
That's good.
Like it the only way it translates to money, and it's like, again, I don't want to sound like I want to be a victim or anything like that, because I'm still super appreciative and grateful that I got this following. Like again, like a few years ago, I couldn't have imagined that I would be this big. But I don't know, it's just like the only huge advantage it has is like, yeah, when I open up commissions, I can be confident that they'll fill up pretty quick.
Are you confident I'm not trying to paint you as cocky right now, but are you confident most of the time your commissions will get filled up?
Yeah, most of the time, yeah. But even then still, it's like every little decision you make as a freelancer, like I've kind of had the same prices for probably over a year now, and I just changed them, and I definitely noticed that there weren't as many people going for them now that they're a bit more expensive. Granted, it's like I still have plenty to work on, so
did you talk it to any of your regular
chat with like people who commission me?
Yeah.
Before this is not about you talking. This is about you changing the commission prices. Did you have converse with anyone? Did you talk with anyone about it?
A little bit. Like, and there's some people who I'm kind of like on a agreement with. Like, there's a lot of customers that I've had for like a long time and are just really nice to work with, and the stuff they give me is fun to work on. So like for kind of like a reward for being a repeat customer, I might give them some kind of discount or let them know about the prices and stuff. Yeah. But for the most part, it's like most people who commission me have been easy to deal with. There's only like been a few who have been like a huge pain.
But do you feel like that, for example, you really want to take a break, right? You're fucking burnt out, exhausted, but you won't cause you're afraid that if you don't post for like a week or two, people are gonna stop following you or commissioning you or any of the negative backlash that happens with burnout and breaks.
Right, yeah, because it's like there are, like, again, it's like I know the majority of people, like, understand that you need to take breaks and that you need to vent or whatever, but it's like there are those few people who are just like, oh, just shut up and keep posting art or whatever, like I'm some kind of machine, and it's like, oh my god, like, can you have, like, any empathy whatsoever?
Like, I'm sitting at, what, something like 5k, and I can take a break because I do not have that much of a following that I need to regularly keep them happy and shit out crap out art, right? But that's not the same story for you. You're at more than 100k, right? And I feel like that people expect you to be active without reconsidering that you're also like a human being with energy and emotions and shit.
Yeah, I guess, like, a lot of that feeling might just be, like, your own brain being stupid, like, because our brains seem to be our worst enemies sometimes. But there are times where it's like, yeah, being this popular, it's like you feel the need to, like, oh my god, they might forget about me, or, like, even though I'm, again, still amazed that I have the following, it's kind of like when you don't see it growing at the same rate that it has been, you're like, oh, I'm doing something wrong, or I'm not posting enough, or whatever. Even though, like, the following I'm at is great, it's still like that kind of sense, like, and social media is fucked, of course, but
I mean, in my honest opinion, if a person goes over 10k followers and stuff, like, you should really stop worrying about going up or down at that point.
Oh, sure, yeah, and again, it's like, I really don't worry about it. It's more just there's still that, like, gnawing feeling in the back of your head.
I do understand where you're coming from.
There's a doubt.
Oh yeah.
There's always
a doubt. It's like, even as a, like, again, going back to the idea that, like, all big artists are people too. So, like, every artist who's ever lived has always had doubt.
Like, I don't want to be that guy.
And that's the thing that people forget a lot. That behind the screen, that's the people that fucking draw. They're still a person.
Right.
And regarding both of you, I don't want to be that guy, but in the end, you work in the entertainment business, in essence, right?
Sure.
And I'm not saying you're obliged to present every fucking day or your per schedule, because everyone deserves a break.
Right.
But the people expect, at least.
Oh yeah.
And it's part of the entertainment business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not saying,
it's like,
yeah, sure, but if people don't understand that, again, everybody here is a human being, right? People can get emotional, people can go through bad times or just be burned out, right? What I'm saying is that a lot of people do not understand that part, right? Unfortunately, that used to be a thing, which was great. People used to be more understanding, but now, no matter whatever you do, especially after everyone transitioned to Twitter, there is no more understanding part. There is just...
It's like, I hate to sound like a boomer, like, ever, but it's kind of like just the age of social media, because it's like, I'm old enough that I didn't have to, like, social media hasn't always been a thing, for me at least. Like, there's a lot of people born in, like, the late 90s or 2000s where it's just social media's always been an aspect of their life, whereas I clearly remember a time before it wasn't even a thing. And, like, since social media, there's been this kind of, I don't know, like, expectation to be, like, instantly gratified. Like, oh, if I pull up Twitter, I want to see art from my favorite artist immediately, or I want to get likes immediately, and so on. Because, it's like, it's kind of driving people to be impatient, I guess.
I feel like people's attention span got really fucking short over the years.
Yeah, and again, it's like, I don't want to ever sound like it's not like a generational bias.
You haven't posted. You haven't posted for 2 days. Oh, why the fuck am I following you then? Like, where's my shit?
But You see, because I am, first and foremost, I'm a consumer.
Mm-hmm.
But I am an old school consumer. I'm not these fucking, hey, this guy did not do right by me because he's a human being and he's living his life. So I'm gonna unfollow, I'm gonna dox him, I'm gonna spread bad rumors. No. That's that's all new gen shit. That's all, no one likes that. But they still do.
No.
And they still get supporters because
yeah, it's weird.
of reasons I cannot really say right now, because this is out of respect to both of your guys' follower base, because you never know. But fucking, if there's an artist who I expect to drop every week on Sunday and he doesn't drop on a Sunday, I'd at least want to know what's happening.
Yeah, at least when it comes out of a point of concern, oh, you haven't posted in a while, are you okay? That's genuinely fine. But when it's oh, you haven't posted in 2 days, where the fuck is my art? It's no, it's just shitty.
Yeah, the thing that's the part that maybe Shiro you don't understand, right? I do not have a problem with people, I just say fucking asking where I'm at, what I'm doing, why I'm not posting, right? I can tell I'm feeling bad, I'm exhausted, I'm burnt out, whatever. What bothers me when I say that, people that are oh, that's not my fucking problem, still you need to do art. Right? No fucking concern. I want my shit. I want my shit. I don't care what's happening in your life.
Those are fucking best, right? We all know that.
Oh yeah.
Those are, as I said, those are the new consumers, or the you're obligated to fill my needs consumer, which is, how people make fun of Karens and shit.
Oh yeah.
This is the Karen consumer, unfortunately.
Right.
See, for example, like I said, I have 5k followers, right? Lately, for the past week or two, I haven't been that much active because I have some chest problems, right? But if I was you, for example, with over 100k, I would be scared shitless not to post anything for 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's it is kind of nerve-wracking. I have not in the mood to draw or whatever. I just have to work on commissions or deal with personal stuff. But it's I gotta kind of force out a drawing to make sure people know I'm still here. And again, it's part of that just might be me putting unfair pressure on myself, because it's again, I know that most of my followers are understanding, or at least know, even if they don't personally care about what I'm going through, they at least can see well, NDA's not posting, but I follow 2,000 other artists that are posting, so I'll just be patient.
Okay, I feel like we've been dragging this topic for way too long than we should. I do have one more question. If you didn't do art, what would be your second option?
Oh man, that's really hard.
Or you can't even imagine a second option.
Not really. If there's any kind of second option, it would still be something creative. And even now, as much as I draw all the time and for the most part enjoy drawing, my dream job would be to be a video game director, where I kind of tell people what to do, with having a big idea behind.
Okay, let's say
this feeds into my question earlier, right? I was asking about drawing for games. Have you attempted?
I worked on there was a couple weeks a year or so ago where I worked at a little indie game studio on some kind of dragon. I think it's on Steam. That was cool. I'd love to work on bigger games. It was cool.
Would they be porn games or regular?
Sorry, what games?
Porn? That's it for work or regular?
Oh, probably regular. Cause if there's something I would love to make is I'm a big fan of survival horror games, but I'll also admit that there aren't that many actually good ones. So I would love to direct a horror, survival horror game.
Would you be open if on the offer if the game was not safe work related?
Yeah, I'd probably I'd be open to working on that. Again, it's you guys both know my art, I rarely do hardcore stuff, so I don't know if I would be the best person for a porn game, but if someone wanted me to do character designs or I don't know, cutscenes stuff, or even assets to the game, that'd be cool.
So when can we expect an NDA game?
Oh god, I don't know. If there's like again, this isn't related to NSFW stuff, but like a game that I really love from the 90s is there's this old horror game called Clock Tower. I'm sure it's most well known at this point because JonTron did a video about it like several years ago. It has that character Scissorman in it. It's one of these like old school like really what's the word, like cryptic horror games, and I think like objectively speaking it's not a great game, but like there's something about the atmosphere and characters that I really love. So I've been in my spare time trying to like come up with like a remake of that game, and with the ultimate pipe dream of sending it to whoever owns the rights to Clock Tower and see if they go, oh, this could make a new good game. But
you see, the thing is, I don't see your art style in a scary game.
Yeah, I like if you look through my media tab or dig into it, I do draw quite a few monsters, but it's definitely the side art that I do.
So soon TM, the horror game.
All right, so we are at an hour.
Hold on. Last time we had hentai game music. The one before it was elevator music.
Yeah.
NDA. What's our transition music? Spanish.
Sure, let's go Spanish.
Spanish. What kind of Spanish music? Like love music?
I'll send you a song.
All right, make sure for it to be copyright free, like royalty free.
It's gonna be a copyrighted song, and you're gonna put it in 2 seconds with me talking over it, so it passes.
How about this? Find the one without the lyrics, and you're gonna sing the lyrics.
Okay.
Deal.
No.
Deal. Done. You already said yes. See you in a second.
See you in a few seconds. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed those 5 seconds of something. I don't know what Oil's gonna plan.
I'm not
gonna sing. If you hear me singing, just know he's holding me hostage.
Anyway, Shiro, Twitter questions.
Twitter question. Let's start with the first question by NDA. You there?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking. Right. He might have ran away in that 5-minute break. We're also holding him hostage. So, first question, Doug Handel. What direction would you like to see art discourse move towards with regards to stuff like art literacy or tracing or drama, etc.?
Oh, yeah, I definitely love it to move away from the drama and tracing. That stuff is so, like, petty and boring. Like, it's always just recycled every couple of weeks, and it's lazy. Yeah, I think, like, there needs to be, and not in, like, a boring, like, art history type of way, but, like, more appreciation or concentration on looking at art from, like, the past couple centuries and just kind of seeing where a lot of, I don't know, trends and attitudes came from. Like, again, talking about people like Mobius and how all these, like, genres like cyberpunk and sci-fi would be completely different if he wasn't ever around. So I think just, like, yeah, increasing your literacy of older artists, because it's like, I know we have a tendency to kind of only look at digital artists or like our own contemporaries rather than going back like 30, 40, 50 years.
I mean, when you say art history, that depends, right? Are you talking about the degenerate side of art history or the?
I think just like any art, because like there's so many of my favorite artists are like, they haven't necessarily influenced by style, but I'm like, they're people who I didn't think I would like, but then you're like, oh, I borrow that from them, or I imitate that aspect of their art. Like, you know, for a long time I kind of wrote off, you know, fine art as that, you know, artsy fartsy bullshit or whatever.
I mean, lately, at least of recent times, there is absolutely no way, or actually like 90% impossible to be original.
Yeah, I agree.
But at the same time, right? It's still your own character. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not calling you fake. I'm not calling.
Oh, no,
I'm not calling you a copycat. I'm just saying is everyone is inspired by someone eventually, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm
Eventually.
like, again, I look at like 100. Like I have like a bookshelf of like 400 books, and I just am looking at them all the time. Like, oh, the way I draw hands,
I
or the
mean,
way I draw
it's not
knees
really
from
something.
this guy.
The art is not really something that you can be original in after thousands and thousands of years of history in it.
Oh yeah.
The thing
You'll
is,
always be a combination of your influences,
the thing is,
and it's
right,
nothing to be ashamed of either.
there's a fuck ton of things you can go through, and you can find, like, as you can see, like, bigger artists, when someone smaller traces their art, I take it as a compliment.
Sure.
Unless they're taking credit, then that's fucked
right.
up. That's messed up, right?
Yeah. I started off doing a lot of like in art school lingo, they're called like master copies, but like just I'm gonna copy this painting or I'm gonna copy this drawing, because you kind of absorb their thought process by doing that. So yeah, there's nothing inherently wrong with doing that. Again, like unless you do it for a commission and are somehow making money off of it, that's kind of shitty.
If you're like there was a situation with
Underground.
minus eight.
Ah.
I don't. You do know -8, right? NDA.
Yeah.
So -8 a while back gave someone permission to post his content on their Twitter.
Oh yeah, and isn't that person
Since-
kind of just like almost stealing their identity?
Yeah,
at this
since
point?
Minus didn't want to have a Twitter account, another person was tweeting his stuff for him on Twitter, right? And then Minus one day decided, oh, I want to have a Twitter now, right? Can you stop like posting my stuff on your Twitter? And he's like, no, I won't do that.
Oh god, yeah, that's annoying. I know, it's like you give people an inch and they take a mile. So
Anyway, let's go to the next question, Shiro. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Doug Handle. This CTR fan. Is there anything you've never drawn before, or something you always wanted to draw but just haven't?
not really. Like, again, I move around with different styles, especially like, my Twitter account is mainly this, pinup kind of anime style, but when I'm working with other corporate clients, I often have to draw like realistic portraits or architecture and stuff like that. So I've kind of done a bit of everything at this point. If there's anything I'd like to do is maybe like if I had enough time and patience to just do some like extremely complicated like background or environment, like involving something like a castle or what,
So
like
you just
really involved perspective and stuff.
You want to draw environments. You want to draw scenery.
Yeah, especially like involving architecture, like really getting into the.
You see, one thing I've noticed: the only thing better than character artists, like I'm not denying character artists are great, but have you seen people who do background?
Oh yeah, I know. It's like I do backgrounds on occasion, but it's like for the most part, like I guess my market, it's kind of better
Like,
when there isn't
no offense.
backgrounds, but
No offense, right? But people who specialize in like backgrounds or scenery or aesthetic, the amount of detail they put,
Oh, I know.
like the amount of work,
Yeah, it's mind blowing.
and how great it is, right? It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, the only thing that makes it a little easier to digest is like there's like the guy who created Akira and stuff. Like his backgrounds are absolutely amazing, but it did make me feel a little better when I found out, he has a whole team of artists working for him, like drawing his buildings and stuff. Like he probably knows how to draw himself, which obviously he's an amazing artist.
If you're a huge artist, you need people to, because
especially with like the tight deadlines of manga.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
mean, editor, assistant, background, lineup. There's a lot going on
Right.
in the manga industry, right? There's never just one person. It's always like
Oh,
a
yes.
team of 5 to 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
Usually
Wish that
happens-
attitude was around more in like Western comics, because it seems like
What usually happens?
over
with
here you have to do like everything yourself.
No, that still depends. Because manga artists, they do almost everything. They do the line art, they do the shading, they do all that. Then their team just colors it in most of the time, right?
Right, yeah. Or you'll have the inker, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So it's really situational. But like, kudos to a lot of these artists because it's fucking amazing what they pull off.
Oh, I know.
And if you're really going towards the background / aesthetic, scenery, I don't think the commission market is huge for that one, but
Oh,
really,
no, it's not.
it's
Yeah.
really self-fulfilling.
Right. Well, and it's like I've been working on a horror graphic novel for a few years. Like, it's still like kind of I still have to finish the writing for it, but that's going to kind of be my exercise to work on that kind of stuff, because it's going to be this
the horror
gothic
game.
horror, lots of churches and staircases and bricks and stuff.
All right, thank you, Mr. CTR fan, for the question.
Yeah, thank you.
Next question is something we talked about. I just wanna, if you don't mind, I'll ask it again because of this person, and if you can go more in depth because of it.
Sure.
Right? So the question says, Aubrey, what's the inspiration and the design? You said based on a crush, right? Earlier.
Well,
on.
that was the name, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
just the name.
Yeah, character design wise and like personality wise, it's kind of just like a combination of a bunch of characters I like, and probably some of them just kind of subconsciously kind of came from the design. Like as a kid, I've absolutely loved Dragon Ball Z and stuff, so I'm sure there's a bit of like Bulma in there, like kind of this hot-headed person who's not like who's smart but can be kind of dumb sometimes, or is clumsy or whatever. So yeah, like characters like Bulma, and then funnily enough, even though she looks a lot like that main character of Ranma, I wasn't thinking of Ranma when I made her. Like, it was probably a few years later where I actually started looking at those comics. There's this European comic character named Franca that I really liked. Probably like especially like the stuff by Akira Toriyama, so like Dragon Ball and Dr. Slump
an
and stuff.
amalgamation. It's just an amalgamation of a bunch of inspirations from childhood. And all.
Yeah, and then also, it's like most people's OCs, like especially if they have like a main OC they use, they're pretty like self-indulgent. It's like, I like red hair, I like freckles,
I like red hair, massive titties, big
I like tan
thighs,
lines, and I like braids
golden
and
ratio S.
tomboys, so
muscular. Fucking kill me, please. Okay, thank you. Did I even say his name? I'm sorry.
No, you didn't. Yeah.
Zanzu? It starts with an X, so X-A-N.
Yeah, that guy's cool.
Yes, Zanzu Arts with a Z, right? Thank you, Mr. Zanzu.
Thank you, Zanzu. Next one.
Next question by Naham. It's Naman. Naman, my bad. Naman says, when you design your character, what do you draw inspiration from? Well, before you answer the question, I feel like we've talked about this enough that everyone gets inspiration from almost literally everything.
Yeah. And there's a few other things I take into mind, like, kind of like contrast of shape design, and also just like I usually like color palettes that can kind of be boiled down to like just 2 or 3 major colors, or like mostly 1 or 2 colors, but then having like a pop of something,
But
like
that's
Aubrey's red hair is like clearly
point. I know what you're talking about, but this is not the question. It's like, what gives you the most amount of inspiration?
Probably like across, like between like European comics from like the 70s and 80s, so like all that good heavy metal stuff, and then 90s Capcom, and then games like Advance Wars. I love that stuff. Like just really bold colors and great shape design and lots of personality showing through all those characters. Like, Capcom's Darkstalkers might be the best designed cast in video game history. Like, every single design in that game is so fucking cool.
Yeah, Rainbow Mika, yeah.
Well, like Morrigan and Lilith, like the
big ass
Inaccurate.
fucking succubus.
Mhm.
Like, literally, please kill me. I'd like to die by fucking Morrigan. Yep. I am not regretting what I just said. No way.
All right, next question.
Should you?
Next question. Okay, thank you, Mr. Naman. Next question by Vispar. VSPAR Vispar. What character and artist are you inspired to draw or inspired you to draw Not Safe for Work? Who was the straw that broke the camel's back?
Where did it all go wrong?
We know it was in college, but how? Who?
I mean, probably this painter, Frank Frazetta, who I mentioned before. He does like all the Conan the Barbarian paintings. Just like the way his women look they're just so, like, I love looking at them. And kind of the huge thigh. They look like they could kick your ass. Like, I love that stuff. So probably Frank Frazetta, because it's like my dad had some art books of his, but they're kind of like tucked away in some cabinet where he didn't want me looking at them.
Understandable.
Understandable. Frank Frazetta.
Frank Frazetta, yes.
Frazetta. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Vispar. On to the next question by Soul Dragon. Soul with a double L. It's Soul Dragoon.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Soul Dragoon, my bad. What's Aubrey's mother name? I could be wrong here, but did you show Aubrey's mother in one of your comics?
Yeah, I've drawn her a few times. I don't think I've actually made a name for her yet, but...
Right, so Aubrey's mother, so far nameless. Is there a backstory to the mother or just a cameo?
I think now is the perfect time to give her a name.
Right.
Alright, I'll call her... fuck. What do we call her? Oil.
Samantha.
No. Okay, Sam. Let's call her Sam.
Let's go with that for now. Yeah.
Aubrey's mom is Sam.
Okay.
But backstory, I don't know. Like, didn't really have a plan. It was just like one day I'm like, oh, it'd be fun to draw Aubrey's parents. So that was nothing really interesting as far as that goes.
So there's literally she's not built character, but she hot.
No. Yeah.
But
Okay,
she clumsy and naked. Yeah.
Nice. My favorite type.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Soul Dragoon.
Next question.
Next question by my some guy I really hate. I barely know this guy. I hate him. I hate him to bits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go on.
All he does is play a stupid game where he kills monsters. That's all he does. And now he only plays he only plays Guilty Gear and spams Potemkin. That's all he does.
No. That was a few months ago, right? Now he only plays the stupid fucking Pokemon mobile game, the MOBA.
Alright, so the question, if you haven't guessed yet, it's Krekov asked this question.
Yeah.
He's like,
Hey, Craig.
It's not even a question. He's just being a cute bastard. He's not cute. I'm telling you this right now. He's not cute. This is a facade. But what he said is, don't tell anyone, but I check your work a lot for inspiration. Blush face, right? This is where respond. This is where you respond. Fuck you. I'm not falling for your tricks. You're the devil. You're the devil's incarnate, Krekov.
No, I can't be mean.
Well, I said it in your behalf.
Okay.
Right. Let's see.
Hold on. Andy, what's your response to that? We need a public response.
It's I know I'm super flattered. It's it's always like it always makes my day when I have like other artists that I really enjoy the work of, and they're like, "Oh man, I love your work." It's just like, And again, it's like I love any like people supporting me. I obviously appreciate, but it's just like coming from someone you would is cool. extra cool.
Are you calling
Thank
Krakow
you.
extra cool?
Yeah.
Oiled?
I mean, is he wrong though? Anyway, Shiro, next question.
Okay, next question.
Thank you, Krakow, for
Hey.
Thank you.
if
Okay, Krakow.
you're streaming and listening, because I know he does that. Hi, I hope you have a good stream.
I hope you don't trick NDA with your sweet talk. It's only sweet talk, right? Be careful. This man's dangerous.
Like Ash from the Evil Dead. That's just pillow talk, baby.
Yeah, he's a dangerous man, Krakow. All right. Love the fucking Evil Dead reference. All right, let's see. Thank you, Krakow, but not really. Next question. Man with hat. It's a man and he has a hat, right? Man with hat says, what got you into doing mostly exhibitionist?
Exhibition.
Yeah, sorry, exhibitionist and the ENF themed works. Can you break down ENF for me real quick?
It's a abbreviation for embarrassed nude female. It's kind of like the actual acronym for it's kind of cringy.
Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory then.
Okay, yeah, okay. Exhibitionist,
it's kind of something I just fell into because I don't know if everyone following me is aware, but I had like a webcomic with Aubrey. That's what she started as, and it wasn't like an NSFW comic. It was just just this like light-hearted fantasy like pirate stuff, but again inspired by like especially like early Dragon Ball stuff, like just the kind of sense of humor, but like mixing it with kind of lighthearted fan service. I just started drawing that kind of stuff into the comic because I always liked those gags and they were always cute and lighthearted. And
you're always cute.
Well, thank you. But I think just like doing that, posting that stuff to Tumblr, I just started getting commissioned to do that stuff. I didn't even know what the genre was of ENF until people were like, oh, I love your ENF stuff. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I kind of just fell into it, and it's probably something I more get commissioned for rather than drawing out of my own. Like,
I would never myself say I'm into ENF, and if someone asks me what ENF stands for, I will refuse to answer that question. But it is good. It is good. I'm not saying it's
but there could be there has to be the distinction that like it's not mean-spirited, because at that point I really don't like it. Like I'm not into like humiliation or
the humiliation side of it sucks. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like
you're more like, oh no, my tits are out, hee hee.
Pretty much.
Oh no, titties, whoa.
Oh, Seagull stole my pants for the 40th time.
Oh no, it's like you went for the Dragon Ball approach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Haha, funny naked. Well, not really, but barely.
Alright, next question, Shiro, go!
Next question, Shiro. Let's see. Man with hat, thank you very much. Next question by Luna. Just Luna.
Mm-hmm.
There were two guys on the moon, and one of them killed the other one with a rock. Would that be fucked up or what? Now let's get to the bottom of this. Why?
Who are the two guys?
Who are the two? It's me killing Oil.
Oh god.
That would be fucked up then, yeah.
Why would that be fucked up? It's Oil.
Alright. Next question. I don't like this topic. Fuck off.
Hold on. I need to get to the bottom of this, Oil. Don't skip.
There's just too many factors that aren't.
There's too many variables.
Yeah, I can't give an accurate answer until I know who's throwing and why.
There aren't many. I'll just see Oil and I'll see a rock. 1 + 1. Anywho, thank you, Luna. I believe.
Doesn't the gravity make it not fly that far or fast anyway?
No, you don't throw it. You fucking bash his head in.
Oh.
You fucking actually beat him up. Like that's what I imagine.
All right, I don't like this topic anymore. Moving on, please.
That's my first encounter with Oil. How it will end up.
Why is our first meeting on the moon, Shiro? What the fuck?
Because we will meet roughly in 15 years where Earth is inhabitable, and I'll kill you in the moon.
Well, joke's on you. I will not have the money to go to the moon, so fuck you. Next question.
You'll be forced to. You'll be abducted by my my people, so I can kill you.
My
in the
people.
movie.
Okay, moving. I'm gonna get super racist, so let's just move on. My people,
All right.
fuck off.
All
Next
right.
question.
Thank you, Luna. My people, thank you. Next question by Sonic Roar. NDA. Roar.
Roar?
Yeah, roar.
Oh, no.
No, roar.
Oh.
Okay.
Like that.
Good
Okay,
enough.
don't cut that out. That was shit. All right, now let's go to the actual question. How have you been balancing the less, he spelled it wrong, but the less enthusiastic responses for your bigger passion projects versus everyone's more highly preferred art?
It's like it can be a bit like, I know he's referring to,
He says,
my monster art compared to like my, normal pinup.
He says,
yeah.
part of the question at the end, he says he knows that there's frustration.
Yeah, it can be frustrating. It's like not something I dwell on too much just because I know what my audience wants. Like they're following me for
Aubrey.
my pinup stuff in Aubrey, yeah. Whereas they're not following me for my monster stuff. It's like it can be a little discouraging, I guess, but at the same time, it's not something I spend a whole lot of time, focused on as far as the like comparative lack of response to it. And again, it's like once I start actually like full swing working on that graphic novel project, it'll probably build up more hype as I post it more regularly.
So you wish for. Don't be optimistic, but don't be so pessimistic, right? Be neutral.
Yeah,
you want to hype it up, but at the same time, people might fuck it over. Like I don't want to be the guy that kills your dreams, but be realistic.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I'm more of a person that's like, at the end of the day, if you enjoy doing it, just fucking do it, and don't really care about other people's opinions.
I'm not denying that, but he was talking about his fans. So So
I mean, let's be honest. Like, even if people don't like the things that he wants to do, that would be like maybe like 10% of his following.
I mean, I fucking hate your art, Oil, but that didn't stop you, right?
Yeah, that didn't stop you from commissioning me multiple times. So go eat shit and go to the next question.
That's fucked up. You just told me to eat shit, bro. That's fucked up.
Next question, Shiro.
Right.
Go.
All right. Thank you, at Sonic Roar. We also NDA Roar.
No,
roaring. Don't fucking pressure. Don't pressure him. Next question. Go.
Okay. Thank you, Sonic Roar. Thank you very much. Let's go for the next question by Garden Verse.
Oh, Gardner Verse, yeah.
Gardner Verse. My bad. Thank you. It's a question that says favorite food / place to eat. So I'll just fix it a little bit. What's your favorite genre of?
Probably Italian food. I don't know, and not just pizza,
What's your favorite Italian meal? Pizza.
I mean, you can't go wrong with pizza. Like my favorite.
Okay, what pizza?
What kind? That's the most.
I like a
part.
pizza with like Alfredo sauce on it.
So like a chicken pizza?
There's this one place near me called Hippies that has like Alfredo sauce, Italian sausage. Yeah, Italian sausage and then fresh basil on it and tomatoes. It's the best pizza ever.
Right,
and it's Detroit style pizza, so it's the best.
So favorite place to eat. That's me rephrasing the question. What's your favorite?
Probably that Hippies I mentioned.
Hippies. So it all clicks together.
Yeah.
Okay, give me your favorite place to eat that's not pizza. Your food defines who you are.
Take your time with it, by the way. Don't worry about it.
Your food defines who you are. If you tell me you eat tomatoes like raw, I'll fucking beat you up.
I don't know. Like
let's make it easier. Favorite fast food chain.
Favorite fast food chain. That's not Hippies.
There's another like pizza chain here in.
But not pizza.
Not pizza.
Not pizza.
Do you like McDonald's?
And it doesn't a pinch, but
Oil. Play the Jeopardy song in the background.
All right.
NDA. You have 10 seconds.
McDonald's is probably the one I eat the most.
No.
Badly.
No, that's what oil. Okay, you lose. Give him the thumbs down.
he did his answer. Don't worry about it. No. He won.
He lost reputation point. He lost social credit.
Why? Cause he likes fucking McDonald's? What do you like? Okay, Shiro, favorite pizza chain, go.
Favorite Papa John?
Not pizza chain, fast food chain. I mean.
Fast food chain.
Yeah.
Probably. I've recently been having Popeye.
And you're shitting on his McDonald's opinion, man. Go fuck yourself.
I mean,
I don't know if it's fast food, but there's a sandwich thing called Potbelly, which is okay. It's fine. And it's like it's fast food. There's like a certain threshold of like how good it can actually be.
Why is Oiled White Knighting you, NDA? Did you pay him?
No.
Hey, we're under a NDA, so yeah, no disclosure agreement.
Hold up. You're under a non-disclosure agreement?
Yes.
But
You can't break NDA about NDA.
Bro, fuck you guys. Fuck both of you, right? Fuck you two for doing that joke.
I signed it.
Thank you. Shut up! I can't take it.
I signed it before we got into call. Yeah.
Shut up! I can't take this shit anymore. Thank you, Gardnerverse. Fucking.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna fucking be oiled with a fucking pizza after this.
Or with a moon rock.
Or with a moon rock.
Or here's an idea. You can commission Gardnerverse to do that for you. Is
Gardnerverse an artist? I have no idea.
No, he's the guy that commissions.
He has a ton of cute characters. Yeah.
Link me him. And does he do commissions or does he just commission other people?
He's just a big commissioner of artists. Yeah.
All right. I'd love to meet that guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Gardnerverse. Next question.
He gets my client recommendation.
Nice. I can draw penises. That's about it. And I do them on paint.
Next question, Shiro. Go.
Next question. Thank you. Actually, it's the last question as well by David Macelong. So before I ask this question, which is related, how many OCs do you have? Other than Aubrey?
On Twitter, I've probably only posted like 4 or 5. There's like, besides Aubrey, there's from the Sea Legs webcomic, there was her like co-captain named Jolie. Then there's like Aubrey's mom, and then Aubrey's girlfriend Evan has tattoos. Then I have like a mummy girl that I draw sometimes named Steph. But like I've been drawing original characters since I was like 9 years old, so it's like I have like hundreds of them that I haven't posted on the internet or haven't posted in like since I was on DeviantArt, like a lot more like monsters and robots and stuff.
Right. So after that, we talked about. You see, his question also correlates to what we've been talking about for a while now. He says, what inspires your OCs? So if there is any specific inspiration for an OC, I'd like to hear it now or forever hold your peace.
Again, I think like just to reiterate, I think like just 90s Capcom was like the biggest influence for me. Like Street Fighter 2 was probably the first video game I ever played. Street Fighter 3 is another one that like, you know, I admired just like looking at the arcade machines and stuff like that. Probably Capcom is like the number one biggest influence on my character designs. Yeah, they're so like unabashedly 90s, but they're like, I think the thing I love so much about Capcom designs compared to like other fighting games is that, at least Capcom from the 90s, not so much any. They kind of like balanced being simple with being quirky, whereas like I find a lot of King of Fighters games or characters a little too plain.
Okay.
And then a lot of like characters, I think the new Guilty Gear characters are better, but like a lot of the Guilty Gear characters can be a bit too much, and like at least for my taste. Whereas
I love the Guilty
Capcom
Gear.
Capcom is like to me the perfect balance between being just weird enough without going overboard with making it too complicated.
So Capcom was like the the middleman between good gameplay and good characters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I see what you're saying, but I like the heavily detailed Capcom game because you can instantly recognize the Capcom characters, no issue.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is like nothing against like I think a lot of Guilty Gear designs are great, and they've probably grown on me more recently than like years ago. But
yeah, I've always loved Guilty Gear design. I've always loved that.
Yeah, there's a few designs from earlier games that are just like, what the fuck is that? Like, there's some character from
Yeah, before I forget, thank you. Thank you, Mr. David Macelong.
there's
David.
the character Leo Paulden from like Guilty Gear Asuka,
Yeah.
and it's like this disgusting dog thing, and it's like it's kind of cool, but you're like, how the hell does that work?
Yeah. But so Capcom, biggest inspiration.
Capcom is number one for sure.
What
no
other
question.
Other games.
When it comes to like my monsters and stuff, I love like Silent Hill and Bloodborne, especially. Like all the FromSoft games, they're amazing at character design.
Silent.
Silent.
I mean, you could the Resident Evil bosses too, or like the Resident Evil aesthetic as well.
Oh yeah. Resident Evil series is great. Like they're probably less like outwardly like creepy. Like Silent Hill's monster designs are like the top as far as being like genuinely disturbing. But Resident Evil monster designs are still great. Like they're kind of have that like cartoony, almost like B-movie sci-fi horror stuff going on with them, which I love. But yeah,
I mean, there was the in the latest Resident Evil, there was the fucking child fetus thing.
Oh yeah, the baby in Village.
That was genuinely scary.
Oh yeah, and that for sure felt like a Capcom trying to like riff Silent Hill.
Yeah, that was like genuinely like that didn't even feel like Resident Evil. That felt like a different game.
Yeah, it's like it felt like it was trying to do like PT or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was cool. It was
really cool. Yeah. Anywho, thank you again, Mr. Davin Macelong.
I think that wraps up all the questions.
That was the last question. So I'll give you how many? I'll give you 2 minutes. Quickly think and shout out artists.
Oh gosh.
It's a free. It's a speed run. It's a free fire.
So there's my brother.
Just don't do it too much, because I need to put every single one of them on the screen, right? So that's a lot of work for me.
You have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes for 5 artists. Go.
There's Nathan Anderson art. That's my brother. Joe Nashty is my roommate. His stuff's great. Another one of my best friends is NPD Draws. And there's Ink Netty. Her stuff's really good. And again, I want to shout out again to Herney, who I mentioned at the beginning. Like one of my first online friends I made through Tumblr. It's just a great guy.
All right, give us one more.
One more. Angry noise.
Oh, I know that Dark Nude mentioned it, but there's this, and his stuff's great too. But Joel Jurian, he was also another big influence on my art. I think his other name is like JJ Frenchie or something like that.
Nice. All right, so Shiro, quick outro, go.
All right. That's it for the episode. I hope you had fun. Not you, the viewers. First, NDA. Did you have fun?
Yeah. This was fun.
Now the viewers, right? If you didn't have fun, dislike the button and write hateful comments.
No, don't do that. No.
And if you did hate the episode, okay, don't dislike, but feel free to write hateful comments in Oil's Twitter. Not on the YouTube video, on Oil's Twitter.
Preferably don't do that. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for coming.
Hey!
Yeah, thanks for having me too.
My outro.
All right, go, Shiro. Don't fucking drag it on. Go.
We hate oil, okay? Viewers.
You do. You do. No one else.
So,
fuck you.
NDA. Yes. Closing statement.
Just thanks for having me on, and again, I just appreciate all my followers.
Not to us.
I appreciate all you followers. Just again, like when I first joined, like after that Tumblr apocalypse, I had no idea I'd shoot off this way. So it's just, I'm still kind of in awe that I've made it this far. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no wholesome stuff. We're toxic people.
Bro, fucking Bluebridge started the whole wholesome outro thing. Now everybody's gonna do it.
I'm gonna find Blue Breed and beat him. Anywho, thank you all for tuning, for showing up. We had a great episode today. Only a 5-minute break, with some music in the middle. Thank you, Oiled.
No problem.
Mr. Editor.
Thank you for listening. No, not thank you for listening, but also Shiro, thank you for singing the song for the.
No.
Now it's official. Now you can back out. Now it's official.
Oh my god. Anywho,
no one better sample my pathetic roar that I made.
Nah, that's staying, and that's gonna be every time we say a curse. Use that. Use his roar.
Make a beat out of it or something.
Yeah, use his roar, Oiled, as a censor. Anywho, thank you for showing up. We've been the Lewd Front Podcast, and see you next.
Bye bye.
Ciao.
See ya.